we have to destroy Bahram's military fortress. That's why we need that weapon.
The military fortress?
The military fortress. Auman.
Auman.
Oh, man.
Oh!
Before I kick off with this episode of Ian's VR Corner, just a quick shout out to our partners, the Huawei Honor Play. Let's go! Greetings, friends, and welcome to another episode of Ian's VR Corner. And also, welcome to my cockpit. I'm sat here in the cockpit of a Jehuty mech suit, and I'm about to demo some Zone Vendors 2 Mars for you, or MVRS, as I think they've titled the game. Yeah, this is Zone Vendors 2, the remake that Konami have just released. They remade the game in 4K, and instead of just remaking the game in 4K, they also added it so you can play through the entire game in VR, in the virtual realities. So instead of being a third-person mech brawler like you may be used to if you played this game back in the day on the PS2, it's actually now a first-person cockpit-based mech game. If I have a look behind me, you can kind of see the top there's Jehuty's head up there. I'm in his chest cavity, or am I? I think I might be in his extruding penis part, to be honest, judging by where I am. There's his hand there, and in front of me here is a little 3D model of Jehuty, so we know exactly what the mech models do. You can see its hand come down there as a fire, so we can see, you know what it's doing, even when all you can normally see is the cockpit. So that's a nice little addition. Now, I have only played through the first part of this game. I've never actually played Zone Vendors or Zoe before, but I've played through the first part because it's pretty long. There's some extended tutorials and a load of long cutscenes. I presume, considering this is a Kojima game, there'll be plenty more to come. But let's exit this door and see what happens.
The catapult to eject ships is over there. You can get out if you go along this way. Satellite Deimos is under Bahram now. Unmanned machines are on patrol to attack support units of the Space Force from Earth.
Enemy approaching.
Alright, so as I mentioned a little bit earlier, Zoe 2 is a mech brawler. Now, a lot of the fighting you can do from a distance with this, like, puny laser. And you can also fire charged bursts as well if you really want. You can do lock-ons with multiple missiles to take down these little mosquito-type things. So that's quite fun. It does get a little bit intense when you go in for close combat melee stuff. Like, there's a bunch of assists with the game that I've turned off, which will help if you do get a little bit nauseous with like simulator kind of games. But I've got them all turned off, and to be honest, it's not too bad. At first, it took me a little bit of took me a little time to get used to the close range combat, because it just does kind of shake you about a bit, and then like faces you in the wrong direction. But you have lock-ons, so it should automatically switch to another target. Melee combat, it's normally the best way to kill these kind of drones anyway. But yeah, like I said, this is my first time ever playing a Zone Vendors game. I never played them on the PS2, so I've got it on the there's an easy setting, a VR easy setting, which is supposed to make it super easy for, you know, beginners to VR and stuff. I've actually got it on the easy mode, which is a step up from that mode, which is, I think the controls are a little bit more complicated just for people who've never played Zone Vendors games before. But at the moment, it all seems pretty easy to comprehend. Little shooty spiders here that I can wear down their shields with some bullets, so I can rush in and just twat batter them to death like so. Oh, and that, I think, is some Metatron, I think it's called. Metatron, huh? Yes, Metatron! Right, through we go. Is this where I came from already? Okay, it's good that we've got some, like, extended scenes of combat now, because, yeah, the first, like, until you come to the part where it goes, you know, Zone of Enders to the title screen. Until then, it's like 2 seconds of fighting, 5 minutes of cutscene, 2 seconds of fighting, 5 minutes of cutscene. Very Kojima. At the moment, we're on a space battleship, and we're fighting to. I think we're fighting to escape. Oh, okay. Those big lads there. I need to lock on to those big lads. There we go. Those big lads definitely need a little bit of extra attention. Now I can dash to avoid damage if I try my best, but I'm not trying my best. Okay, so I'm going to... Oh, shit, he's really damaging me. You can see I'm damaging now because my cockpit is battered. The cockpit, if we have a quick look around the cockpit, it's really nicely detailed. I don't think it's as detailed as maybe the cockpit of, say, Battlezone. Battlezone's cockpit's nice and detailed, but it's got a very nice anime vibe to the surroundings. I'm leaning back a bit. I'm falling backwards on my chair, so my body's disappearing. But you've got your full body here. You can adjust where your head is positioned, so it makes it feel like you're actually that body. And it's just, it's pretty nice being in an anime mech game, to be fair. Level-wise, the designs are a little bit basic, but I'm putting that down mainly to the fact that this is a, you know, a remastered PS2 game, so things may not be, you know, as detailed as they would be if this was a game made nowadays. If you've always wanted to replay Zone of Enders, like, this is a great way to do it, I guess. Like, because you don't have to play it in VR mode. It is remastered in 4K flat. This is just an extra added addition, this VR mode. So you know, even if you don't have a VR, you could potentially pick this up if you want to experience Zone of Enders 2 again. I was just interested in this because this is one of the very few games that gets made in flat and VR all the way through, rather than just, you know, having a little portion of the game. Like, is it Ace Combat 7, Konami's other game that's coming out with a VR portion? Ace Combat 7's VR portion, as far as I can tell, is just going to be a small slice of gameplay rather than like the full game. Because this is made into first-person mode, the full game is going to have, in VR, the full game is going to have a few little extra additions. I'm not exactly sure what those little extra additions are going to be because, yeah, I've never played the original game before, so I can't really pick them out. But, you know, it's just, in an ideal world, every game that gets released nowadays would have full VR support built in. So whatever your, you know, opinions of Konami are nowadays, and I know a lot of people like to F Konami, you've got to give them some props, you've got to give them some applause for actually taking the time to implement VR into a game when they really didn't need to. I mean, I'm not sure the extent that, you know, how much people who haven't played Zone of Enders 2 before are going to want to pick up this game. So maybe it won't get so many people playing the VR portion as a normal VR game. So for them to put the effort in and actually try it out, I'm doing fucking terrible, by the way. For them to actually, you know, take the time and put a VR mode in, it's I think they got to be applauded for that, at least a little bit. Right, let's punch these floating robo nutsacks as fast as I can. Right, I need to. What have I just locked onto here? There we go. Right, smash. I need to boost in and kick their fucking heads in. L2 locks on. So occasionally it'll just. It seems to kind of lock onto either nothing or a foe that's like not too desperately needed to kill like the little mosquito things. Right, come on. Got you, dickhead. So yeah, it does get a little bit confusing fighting in first person. At least in the training level, or you know, the prologue level, it did get a bit confusing. I kind of know what's going on now. Once you get to grips with the lock-on and switching around, the chaotic nature of coming in close isn't too bad.
reaction gone.
Hello.
I received a rescue signal.
Ignore it.
Connected.
This is Taper. I'm stuck with a cargo of freight. Please help me.
Right, dude. Ooh, okay, lock-on. Fire. The lock-on stuff's quite cool. If it actually hits, these guys are dodging it pretty nicely. There we go. There, feel the full force of my Jehuty right up your exhaust pipe.
I can see the warehouse number. I think I'm in warehouse C now.
Eat my blades, dickhead.
Please come here now.
So I don't know with this game, like, having a giant mech game in VR is quite cool, but
A container with a serial number including 9.
including 9 now.
Lev equipment vanished.
The whole thing does feel a little bit archaic, to be honest, and I'm not sure how much. I'm not really a big fan of these types of, you know, brawler games. I don't normally play them, so I'm not sure how long something like this would keep my attention. I think if you were someone who played and loved the Zone of Enders games back in the day, I think perhaps this is going to be something that you might really want to experience in VR, but I'm not sure it's going to hold my attention long enough for me to be able to complete the whole game, especially seeing as at the moment it's just a bit of a rubbish game of hide and seek.
Container with a serial number including 5.
He seems to be around here.
Including 5, so a 3, no, it's a 5, 6 and a 9, right? Is that going to be right? 5, 6 and 9. There we go, yay!
Hey! You must be Taper.
Hi, Taper.
Yes, I am.
Wow, I'm saved. Thank you.
So just in case you're wondering, these cutscenes, all this anime stuff, this is done completely in flat.
We're almost at the
So I
landing
just see
point.
you can probably see it in the capture. It's just a flat cinema screen basically for me at the moment. There's no 3D effects on any of these cutscenes.
We've landed on Mars.
Mars.
Confirm our location.
The edges of West Margaritaville. The
West
state border of Vasilian
Margaritaville.
territory.
Fucking
Bingo.
sweet.
First, you need to enter into Vasilian County.
5 minutes later.
Anubis and Noman are there too.
Fuck.
Ready.
You must be happy.
Hey, we have to stop Almon and
Let me
Noman.
beat some robots. Ah! All right, so this is actually quite nice because we get to see a little bit of a different location, not just the inside of a spaceship.
ETR reaction gone.
You get the idea of the different types of locations in this game now. The first level happens on like a kind of ice planet.
Raptor destroyed.
All right, suckers. What the? Very good at flying, is he? Oh. Oh wait, someone's shooting him down. Hello? Big spider.
Damn! I'll shoot it down.
Alright. Big battles. Dodges fire by dashing out of the way. Trying to hit him with lock-ons, but he's too fast. Ow. Maybe I need to, what's it? That. Lock him into position with these melee. Fuck you, Robo Boy. Alright, he's flying up again. Trying to hit him with my laser cannons, but he's too fast. Oh, I think I might have gotten none. Sit down, son. No, you eat it. Ah! Okay, I'm hitting him a bit now. And again, okay, he's back to robot form. Slay smackdown. Blocking me a bit. Ow, that knocked me back quite a bit. Can I lock onto his other... What are these things following him? That little homing craft, doesn't it? Okay, that's good. Got it nicely. I definitely think I'm doing some damage to Vic Viper anyway. He's less than half health, you can see there on the energy bar. Right, back into some melee. He's in red now. Change to shit. Is he chickening out? No. Okay, my damage level is half now, but I'm aiming by looking, by the way. So I need to try and... Ow, I need to try and stay in front of the target, but I'm locking on quite successfully now. Okay, back to robot. Fucked him!
Wait, I'm not with Baram.
What else can you say if you're not with Baram?
You must be Leo Stenbuck.
You know him?
Ada. Long time no see. You remember me?
I have no idea who
Yes,
this
the
kid is.
data is a perfect match with the previous runner.
You haven't changed a bit.
You're the owner of this frame, aren't you?
Oh, so he'll be the
That's
star
right.
of the first game.
Why
I
did
knew
you
that really.
abandon Jehuty on Callisto?
Metatron is confirmed close by. Go and collect it first.
All right, there we go. I think that's enough. I think you've got the picture with this game. It's decent enough. Like, it's not the sort of game that I think I'd play a lot of, but it's nice to experience a remaster of a game in VR. That's like a little bit of added extra effort there that I really appreciate. I think if you are someone who played this game back in the day and you have a VR headset, I think it's going to be something you're probably going to really want to experience in VR. The remaster is just one price. It's not like a VR game and a remaster. You buy the remaster and then there's the option to play it in VR mode. So, you know, if you have a VR and you're interested in picking this game up, it's definitely worth it for nostalgia's sake, I'd say. There's plenty of retro games that I'd love to try in VR. I'm not sure this works particularly well. I mean, I find the gameplay a little bit repetitive and the combat can get a bit dizzying. I could imagine someone who's new to VR would just like have their mind blown and just be sick all over their knees, but it's all right for me. So yeah, I think maybe this isn't a game for you to pick up if you've never played it before, but if you have, then it's worth picking up to check it out in VR. But yeah, I hope other developers take note and perhaps add VR functionality as standard to their games. although that's probably not going to happen for a very long time. This game is out on the PlayStation VR and the PC for VR and flat gaming right now. And I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm just playing it with the DualShock. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, take a look at some of the other Ian's VR Corner videos that will appear on screen in a moment. But first up, I'd just like to give a shout out to our sponsor, the Huawei Honor Play, which is a mobile phone made with gaming in mind, and you can find out more about that in the comments below. But now, check out these videos while I continue to kick shit out of these robots. Oh, fuck you, mech douche. Yeah, batter them. I'm a fucking mech, baby.